Nobody goes into the institution of marriage thinking, well, if this doesn't work in 6 months, I'm out of here. We all have that expectation or even a desire of a happily ever after, that this is the kind of thing that I want to do for the rest of my life with this one person, this man or this woman. It is very sad to see that with all the quote-unquote romantic notions of marriage, it seems not just under attack, but it seems to be crumbling before our very eyes. I want us to look at this important subject because there is an ingredient that is often missing in our relationships, in our marriages, that we must make sure that we safeguard and preserve. Stay with me for the next few minutes here on CITAM Church Online, and let's see exactly what that is. My name is Kwame Rubadiri. There is something about how we talk to one another or how we communicate with one another that is vital to how we keep our relationships going. Somebody who has never been spoken to or never been listened to or seen, or for that matter, never been touched, often feels a great sense of loss, a great sense of abandonment, and even can feel suicidal. That's why one of the most destructive ways in which a person can suffer is to be put in solitary confinement. One of the hardest things for inmates to go through in a prison situation, even if they are at risk of being harmed by other inmates, is to be left alone for 23 and a half hours a day, every single day, for an unknown period of time. We as human beings are built to relate to one another, to connect with one another. At some level, even when we disagree, we want to be able to know that we can come back and put things back together again. We do life by communicating. We do life by sharing communion, making things common. When we fail to do that in marriages, when we fail to have meaningful communication, we then begin to drift away. We begin to give up true intimacy. We give up friendship. We give up a commitment. And we run the risk of just being completely separated and lost altogether. If you find yourself going through situations like that, the chances are, and I can almost guarantee, it's because you stopped talking to each other, you stopped communicating or spending time together. I want to encourage you, if you're a couple who has found yourself straying from one another or being pulled in one direction or another, you need to stop, take stock of how much or how far you've drifted from one another and how much you're really communicating. Are you communicating casually, just talking about the things that need to be sorted out? This bill has to be paid, that grocery has to be purchased. Or are you really talking about the issues that affect your life? If you've stopped communicating, then you'll run the risk of stopping doing life together. And so I want to encourage you, pick up the time to communicate. Put down your devices. When you come home, when you come into a situation where you can be together, be physically present in that moment. And as you begin to build that, God will help you rebuild and reconnect in that communion and allow your marriage to be strengthened. The two things that affect most marriages and lead to divorce are communication, or the lack of communication, and the lack of agreements around money. Those are the two biggest reasons why divorce takes place. And you can avoid both simply by talking to each other. So I encourage you, take time to talk to God if that's how you're feeling, and then make time to talk to each other. God bless you.